Hello, this is Tanvir Khan. I am a student of M.ARCH Creation final year. I am presenting my thesis titled Integrated Rural Tourism Circuit Development and Interpretation Center at Mewat, Haryana. I have done my thesis under the guidance of A.R. Ayla Khan ma'am and supportive faculty members A.R. Iman Nizami sir and A.R. Asma Hamid. So now let's move on to my thesis presentation. My project is Rural Tourism Circuit Development and Interpretation Center at Mewat. The role of rural tourism as a regeneration tool for rural development and economic restructuring is seen here. The project is aiming to create NU as a tourist spot for different forms of tourism that showcases the rural life, art, culture, and heritage at rural locations. It will benefit the local community economically and socially and also enables interaction between the tourist and the local for a better tourism experience. This helps in preserving the cultural heritage of NU and also generate employment opportunities in the village. I have chosen No to develop circuit and interpretation center because it has lots of potentials like the geographical features as it is located at the foothills of Aravalli Ranges. There are 9 heritage structures located in No and neighboring villages. Cultural heritage values, traditional practices like pottery, bamboo furniture making, etc., organic farming, agricultural fields, and animal husbandry are seen here, where the tourists can also interact with local community and experience all forms of rural tourism. Nu being adjacent to Gurugram, which is the most developed district in Haryana, Mewat is the most backward area of Haryana. My rationale behind this thesis is that the proposal for rural tourism act as a tool for rural development and economic restructuring. This will improve the quality of the life of the rural people by alleviating poverty through the instrument of self-employment and wage employment programs. This benefits the community by creating jobs, maintaining peace and security, economic growth, cultural preservation, environmental protection, and development of the village by various means. My aim was to study, identify, and analyze the potentials of rural tourism as well as to develop an integrated rural tourism circuit and interpretation center which will help in the upliftment of local community socially, economically, and culturally. The objective behind this thesis is to restore hope and enhance the sense of belonging among the people through involving them in the project to get direct benefits from it, to collect information and identify different types of rural tourism at site, to identify the different potentials of rural tourism in the village, to identify problems, needs, and gaps so as to create circuit. Scope and limitations. As for my thesis is concerned, rural tourism, my scope was to design a rural tourism circuit and interpretation center, and I have limited my thesis covering the recreational potentials coming within 14-kilometer radius of the site for circuit development. The study focuses on the rural tourism, its benefits, and what makes rural tourism successful. Only the strategies and master plan will be given showcasing the proposals for the rural tourism circuit development and interpretation center. Now coming to my methodology. This is my methodology. Firstly, I study the area of concern, then the vision towards it. Then I frame my topic relevant to my study. After this, I did data collection by doing site visits, studying master plans, by studying books, articles, journals related to my topic. Then I had done case studies related to my topic. By doing this, I analyzed the needs, problems, issues, and requirements for my project. Then I framed the requirements for my project. Now let's talk about tourism in Haryana. Haryana is known as the Greenland of India. The most visited districts in Haryana are Kurukshetra, Gurugram, and Faridabad. There is a sub-regional plan for Haryana of NCR 2021, which focuses on integrated development of heritage and tourism in the region. This effort will promote ideal areas of the heritage, adventure, eco-medical, and farm tourism and rural tourism in order to promote large-scale employment opportunities while protecting environment and heritage. There are types of tourism offered by Haryana like ecotourism, farm tourism, golf tourism, adventure tourism, heritage tourism, and medical tourism. This table shows the stats of tourist visit and percentage share of Haryana in India, and this table is showing the stats of tourist visited in districts of Haryana. There is a survey by government which shows that Mewat district has the potentials of tourism, leisure, heritage, hotels, and resorts. This is the management structure of Haryana government. In 20-year perspective plan for sustainable tourism development in Haryana, the government has identified village tourism as the primary tourism product to spread tourism and benefit to rural and new geographic areas. There are some guidelines for selection of villages like it should be near to existing tourism circuit or destination. There should be at least one unique feature or historical building in the village. The village panchayat must be interested, etc. Gurugram and Mewat are adjacent districts, and we can clearly see here that The tourist visit in Mewat is 9% of the total tourist visit in Gurugram, while the foreign tourists in Gurugram are more, but in Mewat it is zero. There is a survey done by Niti Aayog in Mewat in June 2016, which clearly states that Mewat is the most backward district among all in Haryana. Mewat comes in the 21st rank in all among districts in Haryana. So there is a need to frame a strategy which aims to provide basic facilities to the people and to improve the overall growth of the region. I studied the master plans 2021 and 2031 for me and analyzed that there is a continuous growth of village settlement at the core area, which is clearly seen through these master plans. And there is a change in land use, which is seen here, like this is master plan 2021 and this is master plan 2031. And the agricultural land use is being utilized as other land use forms, resulting in the decrease of agricultural fields, which also led the change in occupation pattern of the village. These are the bylaws applicable to my site, and I have done value analysis on the basis of economic value, heritage value, cultural value, natural value, historical value, tourism value. These are the issues identified on my site, like crippling heritage and nature, poor infrastructure, lack of adequate policies to support tourism, community not aware of their heritage, essence of intangible heritage vanishing, non-availability of public amenities, low job opportunities. I have done SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats of my site. Then I have done issues identification like problems in rural development, like agriculture related issues, people related problem, infrastructure related problems, economic related problems, leadership related problems, and administrative related problems on my side. Now coming to case studies, I have done 3 case studies which are relevant to my topic. Number 1, integrated development plan for Nirman, Kullu, Himachal. Number 2, Qutub Shahi Historical Park located at Hyderabad. Number 3, Jayaprakash Narayan Interpretation Center located at Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. These are the case studies based on parameters like local construction techniques, similar site context, site with historical importance, museums, and modern interpretation techniques, etc. Now coming to site analysis, this is transportation map showing state highway, district roads, village roads, and existing bus stand. The Delhi-Alwar highway is the major highway to the village, which will get a lot of tourists to the site from major areas like Delhi, Sona, and Gurugram. This is cultivated land and parks mapping. There are 2 major parks which are situated at the entrance and at the exit of the village. Agricultural land is more than 90%, which also shows that agriculture is the major practice done here for living. This is natural resource and water body mapping showing irrigation canal, water bodies on my side, and mountain ranges coming into my site. This is the land use map showing residential area, commercial area, institutional area, transport area, public semi-public spaces, irrigation canals, water bodies, roads, green patches, agricultural land. It is seen that agricultural land is more than 90% of the village land. This is the identification of heritage structures based on protected and non-protected monuments. In 2018, 5 monuments are notified under state protected monuments, including Ghaseda Fort, Chuimal Katalab, Nu Tehsil Building, Mevli Monuments, and Kotla Fort. The heritage sites are not in good condition with bad connectivity, like no signboards are there, no site boundaries are there. The sites which are under state protection are also not in good condition, and conservation of sites and providing basic infrastructure facilities and amenities like good connectivity, light and signages, restrooms, etc. They are all required, which will also help in generating tourism. This is identification of living rural craft and activities of Nu. These potential are identified on site which are seen as potential where tourists can experience rural activities and life. These activities are like thatching, stone cutter shaping, bamboo grass furniture making, pottery, agricultural activities like organic farms and nurseries, village musicians like Mirasi, animal husbandry, dairy and poultry farms. Here I identified various tourism potentials coming onto my site. Now coming to issues identified on site, like there is no connectivity to the heritage site, no road are there to reach the sites. The drainage system of the highway is not so good. It got flooded due to garbage dump and blockage. There is unnecessary garbage dump in the agricultural field, which is seen on the way to heritage sites. The roads are not well maintained. Only the highway and the district roads are in good conditions. Encroachment by vendors on Delhi-Alwar Highway Road, Kacha Service Road and illegal parking, vendor encroachment on roads, illegal parking on the Delhi-Alwar Highway, Kacha roads through agricultural fields, agricultural waste on village road, Kacha district road, village road with open drains, Kacha road with no services, and there is no proper parking space due to which illegal parking is done on Delhi-Alwar Highway and at the major roads of the village. These projects are identified for development proposals. Proposals, areas of recreational potential and tourist interest, proposal for rural craft and activities, proposal for supportive infrastructure, proposal for heritage walk, proposal for tourism circuit, and proposal for interpretation center. Now coming to proposals, this is transportation proposals in which improvement of state highway is done, improvement of district roads is done, improvement of village roads is done, proposed new stands for e-rickshaw, bullock cart, horse cart and tractor, proposed interpretation site, proposed access roads to the heritage sites. Solid waste disposal proposal. Existing garbage dump is relocated and shifted to the edge of the village. New community garbage dumps are created inside the village to cater the village garbage so that there will be no illegal garbage dump on the road. Public infrastructure and amenities proposal. Signages and information centers are installed at every turn of the roads. Restroom and drinking water facilities created at every 500-meter distance on the route. Village entry gates are constructed at every entrance to the village to create a feel for excitement and rural tourism. These development proposals are in the context of rural tourism. These are signage proposal. This is a street furniture proposal. This is a street light proposal. This is waiting bus stand proposal, which is in the nearby village Sona. This is village entry gate proposal for no proposal for solid waste segregation system. This is toilet proposal. This is conceptual street development proposals for major roads and market roads. Heritage walk proposal. This heritage walk is approximately 6 kilometers. It will start from the main entry point of the village, starting from the garden and moving towards the main old market, covering all major points and heritage structures. From experiencing fresh vegetables and fruit at organic farms to experiencing the local rural activities like farming, animal feeding, pottery making, etc., all cover-ups in this one. Rural tourism circuit proposal. The circuit is approximately 35 kilometers long. One can take tickets from interpretation center and start journey from there and experience the journey in horse cart, bullock cart, tractor and e-rickshaws. This circuit will cover up all the tourism potential sites in and around the village. The circuit also covers the rural activities. This circuit will also cover up the rural activities sites where the visitors can experiencing the rural traditional activities. Circuit is equipped with public amenities like restrooms, drinking water facility, etc. Proper street lighting is done to create a sense of security at night time. Proposal for rural tourism activities is given, which can also give a chance for interaction between the tourists and the locals. Activities performed here are music and cultural activities, rides, ethnic games, outdoor sport games and group activities, relaxation activities, rural domestic and creative activities, agriculture and dairy activities, which are performed here by the visitors. Let's move on to design of interpretation center. The site selection is done in a way that when the visitor arrives the vicinity, they enter the interpretation center first. As per master plan, the site comes under the open spaces and greenbelt zone reserved for recreational purposes. The site area is 14 acres. Site accessibility is through 9-meter wide offshore road from Delhi Alwar Highway. These are photographs showing site. The concept behind this design is to create the spirit and essence preserving cultural, natural heritage and social values in perpetuity and to draw the attention from the public through the history views and the community of youth. My design intentions are contrast in motion, local connectivity, vulnerable familiarity, visual information. This is relationship diagram showing the connectivity of all the spaces on my side. This is conceptual form of interpretation center. The planning is done around the central courtyard. These are area breakup tables showing the information of site areas and the controls for the site. Let's move on to the design of interpretation center. This is my interpretation center. This is the main approach road coming from Delhi Alwar Highway, which is 1 kilometer away. As we move into the site of interpretation center, this is the main entry and exit. And after the main entrance, we have a parking on the left, and on the right, we have the interpretation center building. After parking, we have an open green space combined with green infill space separate from interpretation center. It is done in a way so that it will not hamper interpretation center activities. This space can be leased by committee for cultural and social activities. Apart from building, I have given an OAT on the north side which can seat around 200 people. The interpretation center building is based on courtyard planning to maximize the use of natural light inside the spaces. This is the main entrance to the interpretation center building. To be in line with the circuit, I have given two water bodies. One is here and another is here to create a cooling effect and shooting effect on the side. A small children play area is given here. Materials like thatching roof, stone masonry, mud plaster, wattle screens are used, which can result in minimizing the internal building temperature by 3 to 4 degrees Celsius from outside. Let's move to the layout plan. As there is a drop-off point, here we enter the building towards this way with a security check-in. As we enter the building, there is a reception with waiting area along with library, service ticket counter, and a clock room. I have provided an entry door here which connects the central courtyard with collecting all the spaces along with outdoor gallery. The central plaza is a gathering space provided with seatings, dry garden with shaded trees, and an open well to create a rural feel. As we enter from here, it is a tourist information center, and here it is an admin office, which consists of director cabin, conference rooms, pantry, manager room, training room, executive staff room, and VIP lounge. As we move forward from tourist information center, we move towards gallery number 1. Then we have a connecting waiting lobby here with a service block having restrooms and drinking water facility. Then moving into gallery number 2. Moving to the next block, it consists of a 3D theater where movies, light shows are done on routine basis. Moving forward, the restaurant is provided here along with the long corridor having inside and outside open sitting in this small courtyard. I have provided an OAT with change rooms with a seat around 200 people. There are 2 open exhibition spaces where they can display outdoor sculptures, scenography exhibitions related to the history and culture. One is here and another is here. Then moving forward, we have a multi-purpose hall with a connecting lobby with services like restrooms and drinking water facility. Then we have souvenir shops at last where visitor can buy artifacts, painting, jewelry, and earthen pots from here. This is the revenue generation scheme sheet showing the bodies having stakes on site. Like there are 7 bodies identified which are having stakes on sites for projects. Number 1 State Archaeological Department, number 2 Municipality Corporation, number 3 Haryana Tourism Department, number 4 Trust and NGOs, number 5 Private Owner, number 6 State Electrical Department, number 7 Transport Department of Haryana. The agencies for funding these projects are also identified here. These are the agencies which are funding the projects. Now coming to the phasing of projects. These are the development proposals. The project is divided into 3 phases. In the phase 1, the maintenance of the existing infra work is done and framed guidelines are to be implemented. In phase 2, the land is being acquired for public amenities and the new construction work is started. In phase 3, the public infra work is to be totally completed, including the completion of interpretation center and awareness programs has to be initiated among the local community and the visitors. Recommendations for actions. There should be heritage awareness programs initiated by NGOs and envisaged legislative and regulatory framework for heritage conservation is done. Bylaws and regulations for controlled development in a planned manner are to be formed. Mainstreaming of local craft into the modern market is done. This will help in generating the economy as well as preserving the traditional crafts. Improve physical access to the heritage resources. Infra improvement through community participation and public-private partnership. Coming to administrative framework, governance in New is a mixture between elected representatives like MP, MLA, mayor, and ward representatives, executive from the government agencies. The ITDP plan for New aims at showcasing the village as a model heritage village and attract more visitors throughout the year. Accordingly, a comprehensive tourism development plan is being developed. In order to make this plan operational and function, governing or management body needs to be constituted. As this should have administrative power as well as there it should be a part of local administration. It can term as heritage committee. Following should be the members of the committee. DC SDM as the chairman, municipal commissioner as the secretary, mayor as treasurer, MP, MLA, ward representatives as members, 2 eminent academicians and community leaders as members. The office of the Heritage Committee should be at Interpretation Center. The committee should directly report to the district administration. Following shall be the scope of work of the committee. The implementation of the guidelines mentioned in the ITDP. overall management of the visitors during important festivals, which will include security, medical emergency, and disaster management, tendering leads of the different spaces of the interpretation center when it becomes operational, cleanliness and maintenance of important nodes and community spaces, maintenance of street furniture, waste and garbage collection of disposal during normal days as well as festivals. These all work should be done by the Heritage Committee. The Heritage Committee will work with the help of various civic bodies like PWD and CPWD as they would be required for human resource and finance. This is it. Thanks a lot for listening to my presentation.